What's going on, everyone? This is Austin with Auto Take Reviews, and today we are taking a look at the beautiful 2019 Genesis G70. Now, before I get too far into the video, I'd like to take a moment to thank Genesis of Wichita for letting me borrow and review this Genesis G70 for you guys today. So special thanks to them. If you'd like to check them out, you can go online at genesisofwichita.com, and if you choose to go in store, ask for Zach. Now, like I just said previously, you can check out any of the awesome inventory at genesisofwichita.com, and you can do things like schedule your own services. If you already own a Genesis, you can take advantage of this now. If not, you can for sure check them out online here. The first thing you notice when coming up to the Genesis G70 is the styling. You take a look up front at this beautiful grille. The styling with the Genesis, all of the line, the G70, G80, and 90, is so subtle yet so unique. Hyundai did a really great job with designing this. Now, coming along the side here, you do get 235, 35, 19-inch tires and 19-inch wheels on the 3.3-liter turbocharged version of the G70. If you opt for the 2-liter turbo option, you do have to choose extra options in order to get those 19-inch wheels. Otherwise, they're 18-inch base wheels for the 2-liter turbo option. Coming up to the front here, you do get these beautiful styled leather seats that hold you in really nice, especially for a sporty vehicle like this. The bolstering gets a little bit wider as you get up in the trim levels to the G80 to the G90, but that goes up as you get up higher in the trim levels as well. But for a sporty vehicle like this, these hold you in really nice, and the leather is nice and comfortable for long road trips for sure. Now, if there's one thing I could really gripe about the Genesis G70, it is how uncomfortable the back seats really are. I am 5'6", 5'7"-ish, and this is me getting into the back seat, trying to at least, with the front seats both where they should be. And if you can see without even really sitting back too much, even sitting back this much, my knees are both hitting the front seat quite hard. There's not room at all. The seats are quite comfortable, but the amount of room back here is absolutely abysmal. With me trying to get out. So there you have it. The back seat is practically not there unless you have little kids or someone who's really skinny, which is obviously not me. Coming inside and looking at the infotainment system, we do get a pretty typical Hyundai looking setup. All the apps are going to be the same looking, just with a little bit different styling with the Genesis branding on it. Take a look here. You do get phone, connected services, your driving info shows you your driving time, your deceleration, acceleration, and speed distribution there, which is something I believe that is just on the Genesis models. Look here a little bit more. Data services, quick guide, voice commands, and in data services you do get your XM radio set up. You have a regular radio, your current location, nav menu, climate, setup, and voice memo. All do pretty much self-explanatory things. Climate will show you, obviously, the climate in the vehicle. It'll show you your driver and passenger side separately because you can't adjust those for one side, dual zone climate control. That's nice there. You can go to your phone here if you have it connected. And my menu is basically just a place where you can add different items to it so you don't have to go through the whole menu scrolling while you're driving. Obviously distracts from driving on the road and where your eyes should be. Taking a look down here at these buttons, they are nice and responsive. They don't feel cheap at all. You got radio, media, or seat tracks, map, navigation, and your setup for the screen up here does show you everything just in button form down here. So you can either use the touchscreen up there or you can navigate through these buttons down here as well. Taking a look down at the steering wheel here, we do get the nice winged Genesis logo staring at you right in the face as you're driving, reminding you of what beast you actually are in. It's nice leather wrapped on all models of the Genesis, from the 2-liter turbo all through those trims and up to the 3.3-liter turbo, which is what I have here. Nice and light electronically controlled power steering. Everything you'd really want. This is in comfort mode. The steering does get tighter as you put it through different modes, which you can see right here up in the dash. You do switch it. You can switch it through Eco, Smart, Comfort, Sport, and Custom. And each one of those will change how your suspension feels and how the steering wheel feels as well. So I'm in Sport right now, and the steering tightened up quite a bit. Going along with the changing of the drive modes, you do get this nice little feature that when you change drive modes, it does change to the color that is associated with that drive mode. Turn it Eco, it's going to be a green background. If you turn it into Smart mode, you get kind of a light blue background. Comfort is the same, it is a regular blue background. Sport is obviously, it's going to turn it red, so you get the red background there, and Custom turns it a dark purple. Now the G70 is offered in 2 different engine sizes. You can either get the 2-liter turbo or the 3.3-liter twin turbo option like I'm driving here for you guys today. Now, the 2-liter turbo starts at $35,984, and if you opt for the 3.3-liter twin turbo option, you go to $44,745 before options such as things like all-wheel drive and other things like that. Do a little pull for you guys here. Now this twin turbo is amazing. The G70 is very slight in its styling, so to say. The G70 is very slight. It's not something that you look at and see that thing is an absolute beast, but it really is. It's super quick. One thing I will say is that the throttle response when you're just in regular driving mode is pretty slow. It's not fast. When you step on the throttle, it's not something that is extremely immediate. It takes time, and it takes a little bit more effort to get going. I wish the throttle response was a little bit quicker. In Sport, it improves a little bit, but it still needs a little bit of work. So that's something I would be a little bit nitpicky about. I wish the throttle response was a little bit quicker. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there's 2 options for the trim. You can either get the 2-liter turbo or the 3.3-liter twin turbo option. If you're someone who likes manual, then there is good news. The 2-liter turbo option does allow you to have a manual transmission. It's a 6-speed manual, it's quite same transmission as in the Hyundai Veloster N, very similar transmission that Hyundai made to put in that vehicle. If you do opt for the 3.3-liter twin turbo, there is no option for the manual transmission. You just get the automatic, which is something to keep in mind if you're looking to actually purchase one of these yourself. So getting into the technology side of the Genesis G70, talking about the sound system, it is a 15-speaker setup with a subwoofer both under the both front driver and passenger seats, and it sounds amazing. It's extremely punchy and comparable to older generation Genesis and older generation Hyundais in general. This is top quality. So let me talk a little bit about the history of Genesis and the branding behind and the idea behind the Genesis itself. See, back in 2008, Genesis was just a concept that Hyundai decided that they wanted to add another luxury vehicle to their lineup. Before that, all they had was the Azera. So they needed to add something else, and they felt like they needed to add something else to up the ante on the Hyundai branding that showed that they cared also about people looking for luxury in their brand name. In 2009, they released their first Genesis model, simply called the 2009 Hyundai Genesis. It was a simple but yet luxurious 5-seater luxury sedan with a powerful V8 engine, and Hyundai over the years has continued to perfect that design. But in 2015, they came together and decided that they need to launch their own brand and sort of separate Genesis from the Hyundai name itself to create their own brand. So they created this brand named Genesis. Simple, nothing too crazy. So they split up and they created the brand Genesis. And that's where things like this G70, the G80, and G90 were born. The G80 came out in 2018, I believe, as sort of their general, that was the continuation of the already previously made Genesis. That was just the same branding, same name. It was just the G80 is what they called it. And in 2019, they came out with two different models. What I have here, the G70 and the ultra luxurious G90. And if you'd like me to review the G90 as well, I'd be more than happy to. Just leave a comment down below and I'd be more than happy to check out the G90 for you guys. Also in the infotainment system, also cool technology with this car is available with this vehicle is access to the app that Genesis created, also with Google's Assistance and Alexa with Amazon. You can do things like start your vehicle. You have access to that. You can also change your climate control, things you wouldn't necessarily see on most normal vehicles, but Genesis decided they would include that, and I think that is a really nice feature and a nice touch to add to a little bit of the technology that they put into the vehicle.
Thank you all so much for watching my video today of this Genesis G70. If you'd like to check out more, you can go check out more on my channel. I'll come out with new reviews every week, or you can follow me on social media at Autotake Reviews. Thank you.